What's up, guys? We are looking at Black Friday deals again. We've gone through a couple different retailers. Today we are focusing specifically on Target's deals. We're not going to go through everything under the sun. We're not going to go through, like bed sheets and baby food and brooms. We're going to be mostly focusing on electronics, video games, that sort of product line. And if there's anything that we accidentally run into, like Legos, we'll get there. But yeah, we're going to be looking through Target today, so links will be in the description for the generic Target start. And then every item that we find that's not on Target and maybe on something else, like Amazon is always just an easy one, just because we can all order through something like Amazon. Affiliate links will be below for that, so you can definitely help out this channel and help it grow. But let's look at Target Black Friday deals. So obviously there's going to be a bunch of stuff splashed above. With anything, we're going to have books and apparently nail care and Crayola products and board games. Those are always going to kind of bounce around on sale. We're going to get our top picks. We have the ability to go in some categories through that. Xbox Series S for $250. We already saw this on Best Buy. This seems like a Microsoft push deal. It's the one without the disk drive, so if you do need to load your games through a DVD or Blu-ray disc, the actual games you buy in store, you're going to be out on that. You don't want to buy this if you have a bunch of games you need to load physically. The killer deal with all of this is that there is a controller at probably almost every store for Xbox for $40. And what that means is you're able to buy the Series S and the controller for cheaper than just the Series S was offered for before. But what we've visited this and seen this before is a year ago, the Series S was selling second market for $400 to $500, which is the price of a retail Series X. So $250 plus $40 to have you and your friends or family member be able to scream at you and play you in a game that you obviously will win is a pretty killer deal. Series 8 watch, again, it's an okay deal, nothing crazy. What the thing that we'll keep visiting with Beats is everybody that has all these notions and critiques on Beats headphones. Full retail price, yeah, you're totally right. $200 for a pair of Beats headphones, no matter what version it is. If it's this Solo, which is the smaller ear cups, $200. The quality, you're going to find something better for $200. Sony will offer something, Bose will offer something, but when they're on sale, man, it's an Apple backed product, so there's some little Apple Tech stuff that's been injected over the last couple years, and so you're kind of buying Apple headphones at a super discount. So if someone's saying, hey, should I get this pair of Solo Beats headphones for $100 for my kids? Yeah, there's probably, if most phones are getting rid of headphone jacks, so you're not going to be able to do that. Most devices that people have like an iPad or an iPhone in there somewhere. So the Beats headphones, if you find them on sale, I would say that's a pretty sweet deal. We will be looking at Beats Solo 3 wireless. Yeah, so that's offered everywhere. We will slap that in the description for you guys. We will also check out, I'm curious if you wanted to, upgrade, if you wanted to upgrade to the bigger around ear headphones. So again, big guy will always come up, but I don't like the small headphones because they just smash my ears down. I had sinus issues, so it always became a problem. But if you're looking also for more battery life, it has the Apple W1 chip in there, so it's actually doing a lot of the noise canceling and Siri-based stuff built into the Beats headphones, because again, it's an Apple product with a different logo on top of it. I'd be curious, I think the listening experience would be a lot better on Studio 3s based on every studio headphone that I've listened to versus those Solos. The solos are going to be lacking a lot of the sound that would otherwise be delivered through the studios. Obviously, they're going to be bass heavy. Everybody's going to say that they're going to be bass heavy. Of course they are. They're Beats. If you wanted very, very flat sound, you would go Sennheiser. You would go a bunch of different brands. Even Apple would be less bass heavy than Beats, which is kind of fun that both brands exist under the same roof. Next, we're looking at this Amazon Fire 7-inch tablet. The Fire line for tablets is super confusing because about every year there's a new model of Fire tablet, but it's not the same size. So they'll have like a 7, an 8, a 10. They'll have like Pros or HD or some version. So if you just type in Fire tablet on Amazon, you'll see just an enormous amount of things. So the first thing you should always look for is what the release year is. So if it's obviously pre-2020, that means it's really, really out of date, and they're just trying to clear inventory. And then there's like, minor updates where the 7-inch 2022 is probably not much different than the tech that was in an 8-inch or a 7-inch from a year or two ago. But the $39.99 price point for a 7-inch tablet that does, basic apps, does basic Netflix, that sort of thing is a killer deal. But this is available probably through almost every retailer that's selling anything Amazon or Alexa based. So $40 killer if you want to just pick it up at Target. Again, we'll have a link for the Amazon product below. And then we're looking at TVs. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird that they put the 55 and the 50-inch right next to each other, because I don't know how many people would go and say, wow, I would like a smaller TV. But Samsung 55-inch for $450, that's an okay deal. Nothing crazy. The 50-inch for $40, or 50-inch for $400, that's a harder sell. The sales, what is that? It's 30% off technically for that, and $29 technically for that. But the bigger TV you have, the more it's going to cost. So other brands are going to be similar to that, where it's going to be a little cheaper. Amazon Blink, if you need a security system. I don't know if I've talked about the the kids. Wow, what a bunch of words. Amazon Fire HD 8 Kids Pro tablet, 8-inch, 32 gig Cyber Sky 2022 release. That is a mouthful. So it seems like an enormous amount of money. Brand new retail to spend is $150. But if you look at kids Fire tablets in general, the Pro is just going to be a better screen, probably bigger, and probably newer specs. But the big killer with kids tablets with Amazon is something that I don't think it's spelled out enough, but they have a 2-year warranty, which most warranties mean that if you do nothing and it dies, then they'll replace it. But if you touch it, it's probably your fault and it won't be covered. Really, like, that's a very vague and crude version of warranty. But with kids tablets through Amazon, so if I go and grab this $55 7-inch tablet, it has a 2-year warranty, meaning that I can have my kid throw it around in the back seat, and if they break it, I'll just file a claim with Amazon. They'll send me a new one, and I'll send them back the broken one, and I maybe pay shipping. Maybe. So the $55 for a kid's tablet, if you have someone that you don't want to deal with them breaking a nice iPad, get them a $55 tablet. You have it for 2 years. It'll probably get you out of the terrible whatever age bracket they're in, that they have a mood and throwing stuff, and we'll get you to the point where we're not dumping a bunch of money into electronics that are just meant to entertain them for an hour while you're driving somewhere. The next killer one that I think if I was going to buy anything, this is my number one so far, is a 65-inch TV for $300. Now, a Westinghouse Ultra Roku 4K TV. Westinghouse is a bargain brand as far as electronics go, so they're not going to make a TV that's like industry leading or has all these crazy features or whatever, but it's built with Roku, so you know the software behind it at least is going to be able to update and run apps that are current and, you know, download new things and be able to do some level of interaction with more than just some built-in pre-baked garbage that some of the really budget TVs historically, even Vizio back in the day, would have apps that couldn't be updated. And so the Westinghouse, from a 65-inch TV standpoint, yeah, you see, this is where you're going to be like, you're typically going to be about a 50-inch TV for for $300. 65-inch TV, maybe you get $500, right? Which, if you're talking budget, 65-inch TV for almost half of the cheapest price. If you can find this as a deal and you need a TV that's bigger to fill up your room and you're not worried about it lasting forever, it's literally a budget TV, it is legitimately half off. Other TVs, obviously, if you're buying at $600, not worth it, but the 300 price point of a 65-inch TV is killer. Amazon Echoes, same thing. We can look on that through Amazon, and Fire Sticks and NutriBullets and diapers. Up to 50% off laptops and printers. I'm guessing printers might be 50% off. Laptops, probably not. Oh, here you go. So there's a laptop that they're offering from HP. It comes with Windows, 8 gigs, 256 gig RAM, or SSD, touchscreen. I don't know, $300 for a Windows-based laptop. So the only restriction in this is that it says S mode. S mode is something that you can actually jump out of. S mode is sort of a lockdown app only version of Windows, so you would not obviously be able to install a bunch of software on top of it. What they're trying to do is just get a lot of the performance out of a pretty low powered system. But $300 for a Windows-based HP laptop, I would say that's a pretty good win. So if we just looked at HP 15 laptop, 256 gig. Yeah, so that laptop looks like it's about $350. Is the cheapest you can find it for, plus tax. So, you know, it's not going to be an amazing deal. Ooh, but that one's better. Shoot. Sorry, Target. So why I'm saying that is this has a legitimate processor, which is an i3. Anything with an I in it is probably better than something with words. It sounds really stupid. But Pentium, Celeron, back in the day with AMD was Athlon. They're pretty low end. And what happens with that is that their supporting parts are probably low end. You don't most of the time know how old a Pentium or a Celeron is because they kind of mask the production dates. So a semi-current i3 with fully unlocked Windows 10, it probably technically might come with 11 because the picture is showing 11. Same hard drive or SSD, same RAM, but like I said, it's just going to be a little more capable. I would go with that over the Target edition because the long-term effects of having a Pentium-based computer will drive you nuts. Printers, $50 for a printer, sure, it's going to cost you more than that. when you need ink. So again, here's another Intel Celeron. What? No, what? That's confusing. Did it change? Yeah, it says Intel. Oh, Intel Core. Yeah, got me. So yeah, I would say get this one actually over the HP. Yeah, it's an Acer. Yeah, it's going to be less quality probably than the HP is, just because it's a more budget-friendly solution. But they're also $50 cheaper on a $300 laptop. So if we went Acer 15 to 56 gig. And so what's hard is when someone was going to ask me, "Hey Ryan, what should I spend for a super budget friendly laptop?" Or, "Hey, I have $300 to spend on a laptop." You're not going to get much. So even the used market's going to be a little rough, because you have to find a computer with a screen, just in order to be a laptop. And that's going to cost you, a functioning laptop of any age is about $100. And so if it's current, it's going to raise the price little by little. So you have this Chromebook for $200. And like I said, is if you're looking super budget, you're kind of in a different class. If you have $600 to spend, you have almost unlimited choices. If you're just going to be doing email and internet, I would be tempted to push you towards a Chromebook, just because the battery life's going to generally be better, and the price point's going to be about $200 or $300, regardless if it's Black Friday. But this Acer 15-inch Windows 11 S mode, like, we can unlock and put in normal Windows just through a simple process. That's a pretty big win. I would say that wins over the HP laptop. So our two top ones are the 65-inch TV from Westinghouse for $300 and the $250 laptop from Acer. So under $600, you could get a laptop and a TV. That's pretty killer. Printers. There's a bunch of these smart displays that are like still around. I say that reluctantly because there's some of them that just don't do much anymore. If you want them to play music, they're okay. They don't really have a lot of function beyond that. You can yell at them and then they can tell you they can't understand what you want. That's pretty cool. Yeah, best two deals right now are those. Security items, I don't really care. Notice how nobody can offer a PS5. Those are still legitimately unfindable. What's funny is the secondhand market is almost retail, so I don't know why people keep buying them like they're going to make money. Let's see, Samsung 65-inch TV for $450. That's not bad. 70-inch jumps up another $100. It's not worth it at that point, because again, you can get like a 70-inch LG TV for something similar, and it's going to be a better interface. TCL for 465-inch, again, going back to the Westinghouse. I wonder how much money Roku gets for licensing all of these TVs, because all of the low-end TVs now are just having Roku built software, and so there's some major licensing going on there. I would look at the 55-inch LG if you want a little higher quality TV than the Westinghouse, and you don't need a 65-inch, and you get a $25 gift card, so you could almost buy a Xbox controller for that. TCL TVs, I don't know, $140 for a TV. You can't even buy an okay monitor for $140. It's 32 inches. I would be tempted to just buy that for a secondary monitor for my computer for $140. It's only 720p though, so it's kind of borderline. Just, it makes sense why it's so cheap. $200 for 40-inch, not bad. LG smaller, 50-inch. Sound bars. Samsung. See, it's because they've gotten so expensive for no reason. And I talked about this in the Best Buy video. It's almost like every time that they're cheap, it makes you double take what's happening. So yeah, like there's a $1,300 soundbar, and it's probably great, right? But you can buy a Sonos soundbar, which the software behind it is killer, and everything else is decent enough with how it sounds. That the $1,300 price point always, with everybody else, their software and their support and everything is kind of low, so I don't understand it. LG with a sub for 130 is a bad deal. The soundbar for $70 is a good deal. The Bose soundbar, this is kind of my favorite one to point people to, is $200 to $250 about every day of the week. You can find this Bose soundbar, so $200 at Target, pretty good deal. TVs galore, $1,400 OLED. Sure, 65-inch, why not? Nano, which is just a touch under that, for $500. $1,000 for an OLED. That's impressive. 55-inch TV if you have a smaller space and you love OLED, I guess. Chromecast, all this stuff. So there's so many TVs and other things. We're not going to dive the whole entire episode through that. Kitchen appliances. Ring doorbells are cool. $50, $60. So then there's these things where there's a GoPro Hero 8 Black. So there's already been a Hero 9 and a Hero 10. So if we were to just go on GoPro's website, right? They now have a Hero 11 Black. So what does that tell you about the 8? Well, it means that the 8 is super old. Right? Like, it's just, there's nothing wrong with the 8, but I can buy right now a Hero Black Mini, which obviously doesn't have a screen, but it's still a GoPro, for $300 with a subscription for their service, which means that I can go and have Real Steady built in, all of that cool stuff for $300. Even cooler is I can get a Hero 11 Black for $350. So I could get a $230 4-generation old Hero 8 Black, which just means, it used to mean a lot. They used to have like a white, silver, black. But black is sort of one of the only versions they release now. But I wouldn't go with this, because I bet you if I check out Amazon and I say GoPro Hero Black, and I'm going to type in a number. Yeah, I can get a Hero 9 easily for $300 without even really looking. A Hero 10 is probably available for almost the same price. And then, like I said, if you want a Hero 11, GoPro is probably gonna kill it on that deal. Yeah, 100% of the time. Hero 11 Black for that price. I don't even care if that's a ridiculous deal for when you can basically buy a really old one or a couple generations old for almost the same prices. JLab, no, I'm not into that. LG Atmos soundbar for $30 off. I don't know if that's even worth looking at. Air fryers, NutriBullet for $60, sure. The blender world is either you buy low end or you buy Vitamix. My wife and I have murdered 2 or 3 blenders, and the Vitamix is still kicking. All these deals, we've gone through some of this. The Beats Pro True Wireless, the Power Beats or whatever they're called, $150 is a lot of money for a headphone that I probably would not like very much. So again, I would go with a wireless set that's going to be around $100. LeBron does wear those in commercials, though. Let's see. Pressure cooker, $100, not a big deal. Fire tablet 8 for $5 more than the 7. $75 for the 10-inch Fire tablet. Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. There's not a whole lot of stuff that I'd be super interested in. We looked at these budget-friendly Sony headphones. These are the tier down from the XM4s or XM5s. So they're going to be a little more friendly on your price point. They're obviously just not going to be super great headphones. So for 80, 70 bucks, something like that, yeah, I don't know. Here's the same thing. Like, I think we saw these last time. You're not going to find a pair of headphones that are over the ear that do a lot of the things that this pair of headphones does for cheaper than that, or much similar pricing. It has active noise canceling in it. It has, a decent battery life. These are probably close to the Studio Beats, with a little less tech and half the price. So if you're looking for sort of Studio Beats wannabe headphones that are probably pretty solid, sound pretty solid, do phone, do noise canceling, all that stuff, $70 is going to get you there. Target, Amazon, I think everywhere has that deal. And then beyond that, there's not a whole lot of stuff that I'd be super interested in with the Target deals. Like I said, we have a couple of those, but yeah, so let me know what you think. We're not going to sort through the rest of this. I think we covered the best ones. So again, if you're going to a Target store and you're looking for a 65-inch TV, the $300 Westinghouse has Roku built in. And then if you're needing a laptop, the Acer 15-inch for $250. So hopefully you enjoyed the Target look today. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.